Okay guys, I guess we're doing a part 3 because I had to check my math and it's $100 is 1%. So, I mean,
it's still for nothing.
I mean, yeah, but they're literally charging us all these extra fees and taking us for absolutely nothing because their shareholders need to make more money. Like if you eBay, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, but if eBay didn't keep raising their fees, they would have no competition right now. Like, everybody would buy and sell on eBay. Everybody. Like, there would be no competition. Like, every other site that even tried before when eBay was normal failed. There's a very few that people use just because they had a bad experience on eBay or whatever. But, like, eBay would have no competition right now, you know. And don't get me wrong, they still lead the way, but there's other sites like coming up. They're coming up and they're coming up fast, and it's because they're not charging as much, and the technology's there where they can provide the same type of platform, like in the same kind of protections without charging us 25-30% of our product. Like, Whatnot charges 8% and then 2.9 plus 30 cents. Like, that's like 11%. Like, and that's hardly anything compared to eBay.
If we're being real, probably what happened is they got sued a bunch and had to hire on lawyers and a whole legal team, would be my guess, that they've got to pay.
I mean, they just keep making up different things too, like shoe authentication and this and that and the other. I mean, not that it's not a bad service to offer, but it gives them an excuse to charge you another percent. Yeah. And stuff like that. And I mean, they're charging people outrageous amounts on their, you know, like I got a pair of Jordans and they got to authenticate them, and then they take $30 out of it, my earnings for authenticating them. Guess what? I'm in the negatives now because, you know, getting Jordans at, you know, factory cost isn't a thing. Like, I could go to Foot Locker, buy a pair of Jordans, go sell them on eBay, which I'm already going to take a loss after fees and all that probably, unless I got them on the clearance rack. And then eBay is going to go in and make me pay for authentication on them when I bought them from Foot Locker. And then there goes my profit margin if I did buy them on the clearance rack.
So here's the thing. They don't even make it optional. You don't get to say, I'm opting out of authentication. They just do it and charge you. That shouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah, if the buyer wants, you know, the service or whatever. That's what I mean. I haven't ran into that problem, but I've heard from other people, so I don't know how truthful that is or not. So I'm kind of barking up a tree I don't totally know about. But I've heard it from a couple people. So
if I wanted it authenticated, then I would expect to pay for it myself.
Yeah. I mean, if it comes back not authentic, then the seller should be liable. Like, if I say, oh, this is a pair of Jordans, and the buyer goes to pay for authentication, and they're not Jordans, then I should be held liable as the seller. But if they are Jordans, I said the product is what it is, the buyer should have to pay the authentication because they didn't believe me. And that's totally understandable, and that's your right to want to know if you're buying what you say you're buying, or what, you know.
I mean, people are nuts at this point over all of that stuff.
Yeah.
People.
I mean,
nothing is made the way that it was before. Like back when.
Yeah, even that stuff.
Handcrafted stuff. You pay for that. That makes sense. Nothing is that way anymore.
Yeah, I mean, even the best of the best is still not like
it's probably machine sewn at this point. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm sure there's pieces. It's not fully. Even if they are hand sewn, the materials they're using are not hand picked, and you know, it probably comes from a source has a certain quality control and that's it. You know, it's not like back in the day when a person did, a leathersmith will say, you know, picked a certain type of, raised a certain type of cow or bull or whatever they were doing the tanning on, and you know, they held a certain standard that they did by, or else they didn't do their work. You know, they didn't do it on something of lesser quality.
So back to like this bike in this park, I do want to mention that I think that it's beautiful at all of where the trails split. They show a map and show you are here. That's lovely because it's not like that everywhere.
Yeah,
you know?
and sometimes
like at the last place we were, the Green Lakes, you would go and be trying to follow a trail map and not have a clue really where it was leading you, and that's why we ended up where we ended up. You know, up in the campgrounds and stuff. So I really like this park for that.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. You know, guys, and I went on this rampage about, you know, the post office and eBay and stuff, because I really, you know, I got behind eBay when it first came out. It was like 2003 I really got into it, or 2001, and I jumped on and I got with it, and there wasn't a ton of people doing it. It definitely was, you know, new and edgy, and there's risk involved and all that.
I was worried about giving my banking info to.
And I you know, I dove right in with PayPal and let them protect my information and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's changed so much since then. So much, guys. It's like, it's not even the same. How you doing?
So I was talking to my mom yesterday on the way to the market, and I was talking about how customer service has totally went down the crapper in this country. I mean, you can't call a place and get a live agent. When you do go to a place, like a fast food place, not that we should be going there, but if you go to a Taco Bell, let's say, and I'm going to put them on blast, they are so, like, stick to your position that people won't even say hi to you. They'll just sit there, they'll see you, but they won't even say hi, welcome, you know, somebody will be right with you. Nothing. They just ignore you like you don't exist. And there's nobody stationed at the front counter. It's horrible. And that's not the only place, but that's, you know, a really notable place where it's like,
and not all of them are like that, but a lot of them are now. Like
everyone I've been to.
Like we got a small town McDonald's, and they're pretty good. I mean, they have their moments when they're understaffed and it happens, but usually they have somebody that's manning the counter. And how you doing today?
Impressive. You enjoying the view?
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. You know, so there is still some cases, and it might just be, you know, management hiring the right people and training them well. I mean, that's part of it too.
They're not training for customer service nowadays. They're training for efficiency, streamlining. They're, you know, aces in their places. You know, people stay in their one station. It's like a factory line. And it's not like that everywhere. Obviously, I'm talking about fast food specifically right now. But it's like customer service has taken like a way back seat. They've taken like the top shelf, you know, and it's sad.
And you know, back to like the eBay thing, like I was talking, I really backed eBay, guys. Like for years, I even up until recently, I was on eBay, and I can't, like, I just sold something on eBay the other day for $60, right? I got after, and this is before shipping, okay, mind you. I got $44 payout on a $60 item. How does that even make sense in any realm of logic? You know what I mean? Like they got these ad fee things that they like we advertise for you at this price.
You're supposed to.
And like that's just the whole reason I use your platform is because you're supposed to get my stuff sold. like when it sells, I give you 12%, 10%. Well, back in the day, it used to be 5%, believe it or not, people. That was beautiful back then. It's the whole reason why I used eBay. You actually could make money. You know, nowadays
when minimum wage was $6.
they flooded the market. Everybody can use eBay, but nobody can make any money. It's like, all right, everybody sell your stuff. We're gonna take 30% of it, and that's why I went over to Whatnot. I tried it. They got better pricing. You can sell more faster. They don't have the marketplace totally yet, but the people on the platform, customers and sellers, have good hearts for the most part. I mean, yes, it's a good community, and there's a couple bad eggs in every batch, but I mean, for the most part, it's
now you can't
it's
get
just
top
like
dollar.
whatever.
You can't get top dollar for your stuff, but
Sometimes you can.
It's still overall more enjoyable experience.
I mean, you can take a little bit of a hit because you're not getting hit with a 25% fee like on eBay.
Okay, the thing that I really like about Whatnot is it's more personable. You get to actually interact with your customers, and that's one thing I didn't like about eBay. Remember,
Yep.
I was like trying to bridge the gap, with electronic, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and messaging people and stuff like that only get you so. And a lot of people look at you as like, you're not a real person. Like, right. There's been people can get really rude and stuff, and you're just a husband and wife trying to.
People tend to read in the tone that they project, not that you are trying to convey. So, if somebody's got a piss poor attitude, pardon my, lack of better way to describe it, then they're going to assume that you are speaking rudely to them when it's just their inner dialogue, which is frustrating. So when you're on Whatnot, you get to talk to people hear your tone, they can see you in some cases, and then they get to type and interact with you right there.
Yeah, and then you interact with other people too in the room that are potentially buying stuff too, which, if somebody gets a little out of control, I've had people stick up for, my show and told them to get lost and stuff like that when it was just somebody trolling. It happens occasionally. It's only happened once, really.
They're like, it's his asset. He can sell it for whatever he wants.
Yeah, and I've seen it happen in other rooms too. And, it's just...
But anyway, people are good, overall, mostly.
Yeah.
It's just, you need the platform to be able to...
All I'm saying, guys, is we need to be more cognizant and aware, which is the same thing, I'm pretty sure, yep. of what's happening in these situations. And it isn't just in USPS or eBay or fast food places. It's happening with almost everything.
I think that's a woodpecker. It's like climbing up the side of this tree. Hold on. He's not pecking though. Where are you, bud? Oh, way up there. Crud, there he is.
Where? Oh, right there?
Is it?
I think so. Oh. It's not Woody.
Anyway.
But we just wanted to, we got to start coming together. That's the only way we're going to be able to change anything, because me bickering on a video about some of the things I've encountered and experienced are going to fall. Some of you are going to understand what I'm talking about, and some of you are going to be like, I have no clue what he's talking about, because you don't deal in that area or experience it, or you're on the opposite end of it. Or you might even be a shareholder in the companies and be like, well, that's what they do, so we can make more money, and that's why we invest in them, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just because there's a saying, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
Right. Just because we are accepting, so we've come to this place in society where we are all so passive and accepting of the things that we should not be. That because everybody is, we just kind of float along too. And we don't really know. We're at a place where we're like, okay, what can we do about this? What can we do about this?
I mean, keep other people out of it, because we could sit here and judge and complain all day about other people. Let's judge and complain about things that actually don't make sense, like corporations having more rights than us people and stuff like that, and other different things that
not and protections.
Yeah, and
Because
protections that, like, being a business owner gives you more protections than most people would realize if you talk to a CPA and stuff like that, and you actually got a business. Like, it's pricey, don't get me wrong. It's tough to keep a business going, but if you find out some of the inner workings and the loopholes and stuff like that, here's a little path.
So here you go. You are incorporated. You pay yourself a hefty salary. The corporation is the only thing that can be attacked if you're sued, not your person. So if you're paying yourself a huge salary, then you're pretty well safe, right? You don't have to, if your corporation gets sued, okay, it goes under, but you still have your wealth.
I think you still have to, be,
No,
I think
your assets are protected.
I think it has to be like a percentage type thing, but I don't think you can be like, my company made 100,000 this year, so I kept 98,000 of it. Of course, your business is going to go under.
Right.
I mean, I think it's a certain percentage gets you. When you incorporate, you get paid a percentage based of what you make, and then if you're careful, this is probably not.
That's if you're a non-for-profit, you get a percentage. If you're corporate, you can pay yourself whatever the heck you want.
Oh yeah, and then if your company goes under and you owe all the bank's money, then you just bankrupt the corporation and you walk away with your $500,000.
And people do this all the time. And that's what's wrong with the world today.
All right, let's not walk on this because it could be dangerous. I just wanted to check it out. It's nice and close.
To the beach, but
Yeah.
as long as you don't go on the bluffs, you're good. You can go on the beach.
Yeah. Well, let's keep walking. We'll get there.
We might have to go to a different place. It seems like this place is set up now. I brought swimsuits and everything, thinking we'll take a dip in the lake, which we can do as long as we drive to a whole nother spot.
Yeah.
I want to hit that waterfall that's like 15-minute drive.
Maybe we could do that instead.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm getting sick of these bugs around here.
Because it's woodsy.
I know. I mean, basically what we want is when we're going on about this stuff, guys, and I know one of us can't really do anything, but we really can, and it's about making other people aware. So maybe the right person that knows something or knows how to do something or knows how to start something may be able to do that. And
Yeah,
I'm there. If you guys have the means or know how to or whatever to get stuff changed. I mean, like I was saying about the USPS, like, it's supposed to be for the people, by the people, and ran as a government program. If they're privatizing it, that means that we could potentially get a federal funding to start another USPS that is for the people, by the people.
Right.
We'll call it the United States Postal Service of Americans for Americans. We'll call it USPS OA, FA.
So the other rant about government, okay? District of Columbia is not an actual part of the United States. I mean, it is. It's a territory, but it's not a state. And it's separate.
DC.
Yeah, it's separate from the United States, really. And the people who are government agents basically own rights to themselves, whereas we, when we get these birth certificates and these, VIN numbers, basically, our social security numbers, we are like
government property.
We're signing ourselves over to this system that's in place here. And I've heard from people who have some money out in Cali, I've heard that there's a way, to
release yourself from the
laws of the land, essentially.
yes, from being a victim to victimless crimes.
Yeah. And the,
I mean,
the
you
government
can't
agents do it all the time.
You can't
and
kill
people,
somebody or hit somebody with a car and get away with it. But if you're speeding, you are,
you hold up your Z license or whatever.
as long as you're not hurting, you didn't hurt anybody, they can't get you for anything. Because what the hell's the speed limit?
Right. I mean,
it really doesn't matter how fast or slow you go as long as nobody gets hurt, right? I mean, technically.
yes.
I get why they have them to keep
But if
things
more
safe.
if more people are driving faster than they should be, then we're going
The
to
percentages go up that people will get hurt. I get that, but I'm just saying, I mean, technically everybody could drive 120 miles an hour, and if nobody got in an accident, then what was really done?
Paying for a victimless crime, yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody thinks about it. Like this, the actual establishment is the ones that are tyrannous. But
Hello.
here we are, buying into it. Hi. Here we are buying into it, you know.
Buying into it.
We are
And
accepting
we're
of
going.
what's-
We hop on the hamster wheel at a young age, and we don't realize that, you know.
it's wrong.
And by the time we do, how do you get off? Hello. Yeah, how do you get off this hamster wheel that you've been running on for so long that it's going so fast that if you jump off, where will you land? Is the question.
Hopefully in the water. It looks good right now.
But, you know, I'm just saying, like, it's... Oh, she's sleeping.
Oh, does she look comfy?
Yeah, she looks really comfy.
Yay! Let's
Ditson.
go, baby Ben.
Hi, you.
You're waking her up?
And she just looked at me real quick. She's so beautiful.
She's just wondering, like, why we're lulling her back to sleep all the time.
She's supposed to get 17 to 20 hours of sleep every day. That's why.
I don't think that's the same stats anymore.
14 to 17. I think it is. I should be getting 14 to 20 hours of sleep every day,
No,
but
we just need to be getting
I
more.
get 14 to 20 minutes.
We need to be getting more of this. This is good.
Yeah, it is. As long as my ankle keeps holding up, it's actually, it's fat, but I feel like the swelling's gone down a little for some reason. Doesn't even make sense.
because you're sweating.
Need some.
You're pumping it up. I wonder if one of your the valves that holds the blood in your ankle gave way, which is not good. If it did.
Well, I mean, it goes back down. It's not like it stays pulled up.
You're pumping it up right now. You know?
Oh.
That's part of what. That's how veins get blood back to your heart from your periphery, is from you walking. There's these valves that hold it, and then your pump pumps it up, and then the next valve holds it, and it just goes.
Well,
back.
something blew out down there, and hopefully it's not that.
Hopefully not. Where are we?
We're at the path. We're at the beginning.
As gorgeous as it is here,
It is hotter than,
way sunny.
way too hot for this.
We can pick a shaded spot to have a snack.
You could, or we can go to the car and get in the AC and have a snack.
I guess that's true.
I'd rather do that because it's 90. If it was like 70, I'd be down. 90, even in the shade, is still 90. It's just shaded 90. It doesn't feel like 100. It feels like 89.
Please enjoy the view.
We do. Oh, that is a pretty view, guys. The camera does not do it justice.
Look at, they have doggy poo bags.
Doggy poo bags. This is what our $5 parking gets us. Doggy poo bags. The one thing, there's another thing. Dog poo. I get people don't want to step in and it's gross.
Oh.
But it's biodegradable and we use plastic which isn't to pick it up.
Right. And
to throw it away, to put it in a landfill where it's gonna sit there
Can you
for
just throw it in the bushes,
100,000 years. Like,
please? Can you just put your dog's poop in the bushes?
yeah, that would make more sense. Like,
How? I don't know.
I mean, why don't we use like
Leaves?
some kind of product that's biodegradable, pick it up and then toss it in the, I don't know.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense to me completely. I mean, I get the whole, I don't
You know
want
what's
to, on the
biodegradable?
path or on the grass where I'm going to step in and possibly smell like dog poop for the rest of the day. But
Leaves are biodegradable.
I mean, I'm not picking up anybody's poop with leaves.
I mean, I would. Depending on the poop.
It better be a big leaf.
Yeah.
Like one of them, yeah,
Is this shading her good still?
oh yeah.
Yay.
Oh yeah, I mean, she gets a little bit of sun, barely though.
Yay, Osprey.
So far, as she likes it, she a little more aerated. She gets a little more, I think,
Her body.
she gets a little more stimulation from the surrounding areas, and she looks like she's really comfy sleeping, sitting up right now. So.
And, her body's not pressed right up against mine, so we're not.
Creating all that extra heat, and then on the 90-degree day, extra heat ain't good for mama or baby.
No.
Or daddy and baby. I mean, yeah. She's perfectly fine though. She's in the shade. She's good. She feels cool to the touch. She doesn't feel overheated.
I feel overheated, but
I mean, we're carrying, 20 extra pounds on our backs. And literally, without the baby in it and a few extra things, it's like
10 pounds.
Yeah. So, I mean, with the baby, it's like 30 pounds.
It's 7 pounds with nothing in it.
Yeah.
So.
It's super light. Like, you don't even feel it on you.
And the way that the straps hold this thing on you, when you fit it to you, pretty great.
Yeah, it's comfortable. Like, you know it's there, but it isn't irritating. Hello.
Hi. My,
We got this little path over here we could take too, but I don't know where it goes.
well, there was a path back there too, so it probably just
oh,
loops around.
yeah, you're right. Never mind. I'm not trying to do that.
I mean, I want to maybe go see the waterfall. There might be a little short hike for that.
Okay, we'll do that then. So,
Maybe we can get in the water there. I don't know.
all right, guys, so we're almost done with this trail. It was a really beautiful trail, really nice. What's it called again? The Chimney Bluffs?
Chimney Bluffs State Park.
Chimney Bluff State Park.
It's on Lake Ontario.
Yeah, on Lake Ontario, out in New York State.
Near Sterling.
Sterling and Ontario. You drive through Ontario, so.
And Sodus.
And Sodus. Yes.
Sodus.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed all
rant?
3 parts of our video with 3 similar rants and all the views that go along with it. Dio Trio, we appreciate you. We love you. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.